following video may contain graphic or triggering images and audio not suitable for everyone. Viewer discretion advised.
Ta'Neasha Chappell!
Ta'Neasha Chappell was an inmate inside of Jackson County Jail, and while incarcerated there, undergoing neglect and undergoing racism from both jailers and inmates.
I just called her black nigger bitch, and then she said, for some reason I remember her exactly saying, watch your mouth, and then I yelled nigger about 50 times.
I'm glad you got in touch with me because today, like, some bad stuff that happened. Somebody got in my face and screamed that I was a black nigger bitch today. I did not do nothing to them.
And they were like yelling at her that she was fine. They just came and like pretty much dropped her on the ground in front of all of us.
Yeah, I think she was saying help. She was screaming help me. And we laughed at her because we laughed at her. But, and then I even heard her saying help. At one point she was even screaming my name, please help me. And I just ignored her.
She went in, a young 23-year-old mother, healthy, and she should have returned to her family that same way.
The way that medical staff does this, there are certain labs that they do, certain labs that they obtain and then analyze. So basic chemistries, including sodium, potassium, bicarb chloride.
These are Chappell's labs, and doctors say the results pointed to a possible poisoning.
Just to be clear, ethylene glycol is antifreeze, and methanol is used like in rubbing alcohol. But to be very, very clear, neither is safe for human consumption.
We sent Chappell's medical records to Dr. Lippy Roy, a nationally known jail health expert. Dr. Roy was one of the chief doctors for New York City jails, including Rikers Island.
The labs are certainly concerning, and the timeline of what happened is concerning, and I do believe it was all preventable. Her death was tragic, and I believe preventable.
Ta'Neasha Chappell would later flatline at Schneck Memorial Hospital. She was one of 3 deaths connected to Jackson County Jail in a short period of time, also consisting of Tobias Ayu and Joshua McLemore. Not more than 6 months later, Indiana Star reporters and journalists Tim Evans and Ryan Martin would release a story about deaths in Indiana small county jails.
For the majority of the deaths that we found, we're talking about things like preventable. They likely would have been preventable because of if they had medical care, for example.
I need help. I need help.
Listening to Ta'Neasha's cries for help and Ta'Neasha's family's cries for justice led many protesters, many civilians to Jackson County to try to get some answers.
Nobody who was on that ship that night should still be working today! It don't hurt for my baby, it hurt for y'all. I'm looking at y'all demeanor. I'm looking at how y'all looking at us like the aliens. And this is not good.
I'm not sitting up here not trying to be non-affected, but this is also an opportunity for us to listen.
She's unaffected.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is.
And it's a problem. Y'all use positions and y'all are unaffected.
Everybody looks like that on
The family of Ta'Neasha Chappell stood in front of the commissioners in Brownstown, Indiana, trying to get answers and trying to get justice, along with those who supported them. They had started the fight in Louisville, took it to Brownstown, Indiana, and now on their way to Indianapolis, Indiana.
Justice for Ta'Neasha Chappell.
We need justice for Ta'Neasha Chappell.
Indianapolis supports Ta'Neasha Chappell. She deserves justice.
I'm in Indianapolis and I want justice for Ta'Neasha Chappell.
Ta'Neasha Chappell deserves justice. We need justice for Ta'Neasha Chappell by any chance.
Indianapolis wants justice for Ta'Neasha Chappell.
I'm in Indianapolis right now and I'm looking for justice for Ta'Neasha Chappell.
Indianapolis, Indiana is one of the homes of one of the branches of FBI. There's a location in Bloomington, Indiana, and a location in Indianapolis, Indiana. The family of Ta'Neasha had cried out for FBI to get involved in the case, but haven't done so yet. question now is why?
Ta'Neasha Chappell deserves justice.
The FBI focuses on different categories to investigate, such as terrorism, counterintelligence, cybercrime, public corruption, organized crime, white-collar crime, violent crime, weapons of mass destruction, and civil rights. Within the category of civil rights, there are different violations that would warrant a Federal Bureau investigation. These were referred to as color of law violations, which consist of excessive force, sexual assault, false arrests and obstruction of justice, failure to keep from harm, and deprivation of medical care. Individuals in custody have a right to medical treatment for serious medical needs.
Last chance, either you get up and get dressed and come on out and talk to me, or I'm just going to go back and do my thing.
An official acting under color of law who recognizes the serious medical need but knowingly and willfully denies or prevents access to medical care.
This is just making a sense that you're faking it. So if you're not going to get up and get dressed, we're going to leave you alone. And you can sit there and just suffer.
Oh God, please.
Step out, Wendy. Leave the uniform there, step out. She's not in kindergarten.
May have committed a federal color of law violation.
She'll get justice.
We need justice for Ta'Neasha Chappell.
Now the question is, what can you do? You can file a complaint. File a color of law complaint. Contact the Indianapolis FBI office either by telephone, write them, or go there in person. When you file the complaint, make sure to add any and all identifying information for Ta'Neasha Chappell. Make sure to add as much identifying information as you possibly can about Sheriff Rick Myers, the jailers involved, and jail nurse Ed Rutan. Add the date, and of course, make sure to state that it was at Jackson County Jail in Brownstown, Indiana. To find this information on what happened to Ta'Neasha, please visit www.justiceforta'neasha.com.
Ta'Neasha Chappell!